removing some of the excess parts. Some of them don't need to be done, like this one, but I do see a little bit of flash here, so I'm going to use the Mega Ammo Blaze and carefully clean them up a bit. Don't know how much of the gold is going to be exposed. I highly doubt it's going to be all these little edges here. I want to get the ones that matter. Where is the undergate for this? If this has any. That was clean. That was clean. Okay, that was clean. Just reviewing each and every part. I don't see anything here good. Let me find an undergated part around here. Doesn't know. I feel like I need. Oh, yeah, here we go. Let's zoom in on this. There we go. I bought this pair of nippers on Wish for about, not Wish, actually I bought it on Temu for about maybe $5, because the other nippers, even though are good nippers, and I can't seem to find them where they are at this moment. I must have put them away. Sometimes you can't, you know, as much as I would like to get myself a better nippers, because the God Hands ones are like something that are like the Ferrari of nippers. I have a tendency of dropping my tools, and I have a feeling that if I get a God Hand nippers and day one I drop it, and I'll say, okay, there goes $50 down the drain. Granted, sometimes you can probably find it for far less. But you gotta be very careful. Okay, that's fine. Just doing some light cleaning, because I was using this to remove the excess parts. Like here's one right here. Sometimes you need to do it all the way at the edge. Just do it at the end, like halfway through, because a lot of the sprues will have a little hole there, a little gap hole, which is good to cut off, and then you just carefully cut them off like that and that. I wonder if I can remove it with this. That's good. Now, again, I don't know if this is something I want to do. You see the mold line right there. Do I sand this down so I can repaint it over it? But how much of this is going to be exposed? Because clearly you're going to see this, and but then you have this part here. This is when you have to look at the manual, you have to look at pictures of people's works, and find out if this is something you really are willing to commit to do this. Also remember that by scraping off the excess part, you're also stripping the gold, because this is not gold. This is not pure gold, you could say. Obviously, that's an impossibility. But it's not going to be gold all the way through with the plating, with this shine. So you're not going to get that. It's like here, right there. This reminds me when I built the Delta Gundam Kai. I think it was the Delta Kai, which is like gold plating parts on it. Mind you, I had some great views on that video, and even though I only hand painted it, it was still a good video. But you had to be very careful with that. So that's fine right there. And this is basically, I believe, detailed with one of the thrusters. Okay. All right, so here's a curved one with undergate. Let's take care of that. Do I want to use the knife or do I want to use the nippers? I think I'm going to have to use the nippers because of the angle of this. And and go slow on this. You don't want to go fast. Take your time. See, this one's a bit tough there. Let me see if I can do this. Okay. Clean that up a bit. There's an indicate right there. Let's have removed. There we go. Alright. There's going to be a lot of work here, of course. But now I get to review this, I get to review the others, and then we're going to be putting them on clips. So give me a moment while I take care of that. So right now, I'm in the middle of putting on all these parts on clips, as you can see here. Some will work, while others will not. But I use either toothpicks or the standard alligator clip that you see here. This one will be a clip, not the toothpick. Now, in the midst of all this, and I was cleaning it up using the knife and all that, I inadvertently pricked myself. So much so that well, let's just say I ruined a good pair of jeans. It's, I've had a mistake in a very, very long time with a blade. The last time I had a problem with it, getting stabbed or cut. Well, cutting I don't get problems. If I get cut, it's usually like an impression, like boom, and then I get a line there. This one was, I got a stab, and when I got stabbed here, I had to immediately go like this and grab my hand like that, and I had, well, right now it's clean, but remember when you have paint on your hands, red paint? Well, this was not red paint on my hands, and oh boy, I had to immediately go to the bathroom and, use hydrogen peroxide and cleaning it up. And, well, we got there. Yeah. Occupational hazards. Don't you love it? Of course, sometimes I get stabbed by the toothpick. There you go. I'm also looking at parts that I think I may need to clean, and I have to review the manual every now and then. Let me just put this over here. I had to put that on the guy there so that way it doesn't accidentally stab me again. Like something like this. See this part here where it's covered up by certain parts around it? The reason why I'm showing this is because I don't know, because I began sanding down the areas here, and there's that seam line that goes right through the middle of that. I began sanding those down just in case it needs to be exposed. And I'm actually been thinking of sanding down all these gold. Okay, maybe sanding down would not be a good idea, because obviously if I sand it down, it's meant to be primed and then painted the same color. But there's so many. An appropriate way would be, maybe I should use paint remover to remove the gold. Use a product like this, but I don't know if this will work with that. As a matter of fact, let's do a test here. I'm not gonna damage what I got here, but luckily I have one of these. Too bad there's no brush on this. Would have been perfect. We'll remove the gold from here, because remember, these are plated gold. This is not the standard paint job. Oh yeah, it does come off. And as you could see, it's silver. Let me just cover that up. Get a tissue paper here. Clean it a bit. Wow, that looks pretty nice. Do I want to do that? I think I'm being lazy. I'm sorry to say that. I know one model builder who's probably watching this video right now and is going to probably say, do it. Yeah, you. I know it's you. And I'm not planning to do that. Sorry. All I'm going to be doing right now is putting on these parts on clips, prime it with light coating. Most likely what I'm going to do, I need that, is I'm going to prime it with black paint, black primer first. Get it nice and smooth. And then paint it the gold colors. That's the idea right now. But right now, I just want to prepare all this. Get this on tree parts, on alligator clips to make sure they're all good. Then I gotta do it on the other, clean up the other parts. Hopefully, don't get stabbed again. I only got 9 ditches left. And then we'll begin the preparing of the airbrush for priming. So I'm in the midst of putting these parts on. These are the copper tone type colors that you see here. I'm going to zoom in right now. And as I'm removing this, my brain began to wander. And I'm kind of like maybe predicting the future, trying to figure out a few things that maybe would be a good idea, maybe would not be a good idea. And pretty much I kind of like lost an argument in my own head, trying to justify what I'm about to say. But ever since I did that last test of using the paint remover, I kind of said to myself, you know what, as silly as it sounds, it does make a whole lot of sense. And what I did was I began, obviously here's the plated one, which I removed as an example. But I decided to do the other two plated ones. So we have this one, which it is a bit faded out, but it has a base color of I believe the other one, but yeah, that's good. That can be removed. And then I did it on this one as well, on this little C. I don't know if you guys see that there. And then while I was doing all that and checking things out, I said to myself, you know what? I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to do it. I am going to strip all the plated colors that's on these parts. Not on this one right here, because that's normal. That's normal plated gold. That's normal gold for the, you know, that's not painted. And I think I'm going to have to do what I was planning, what I didn't want to do, because I thought that was going to take a long time. But considering how easy it was to actually remove the paint, all you have to do is take the Mr. Paint Remover right here, take a brush, clean it up, and get a tissue or a microfiber cloth, and carefully remove each, wipe out everything so it looks like it's nice and dry, and then prime it, and then paint it the color that you want. Because I have a distinct feeling that the extra layer of colors here, that's if I put an extra layer of paint over it, it may cake on these parts and makes it more difficult for me to put it on, or may do more damage. I don't know. That is my thought process. But if I strip it and then add that extra thin layer over the paint, then that will work. Which now brings me back to my three choices here. Super Gold 2, which definitely will work for that. Pale Gold, which I was going to use for this guy. And then Cooper, or Super, or Seapur, which has a brass looking to it, will be for this, which I'm putting on right now, and the inner frame for that. However, I'm only a few minutes away from Gundam Planet, and I decided to head on over and see what these guys have in stock. Sometimes you could see on the website, but it's best to see it personally. And it so happens I got 3 new paints here. First, Mr. Super Metallic 2 Super Kappa. This is the color tone that's equivalent to this, and I think that looks nice. You could see it right there. This is Super Rich Gold, and I think, as you can see here, this one is more pale, which I think will be good for this right here, while this will go for that right there. And then I'll put that here. And then finally, I'm going to put you to the side. Whether I'm going to use it or not depends. This is actually, I just picked this up because it looked really nice. Blue Gold. Now, I honestly don't know what blue gold is. I'm going to mix it up right here. Hopefully don't make a mess. Quite honestly tell you that I don't even see what the bluish tone is. Very difficult to see from this. And yeah, you could probably say I should, put it on a piece of paper and show it off. But I think probably the best thing to do is after I put on all these parts on, after I clean it up, after I use the paint remover on them, I think it'll probably be a good idea to do a good old-fashioned spoon test and see how these parts would look like visually. So, possibility to use it on one of these, but I have the colors for this. Pale gold will be, of course, put to the side. But I will definitely keep, you know what, I'll keep him and him nearby. Once I get everything set, let me prepare the airbrush, get some spoons, and paint it and see how it looks. And then we'll do a final comparison.